So you're in the real estate business.
Mm-hmm.
You do flips.
Yeah.
You're buying and holding now.
Yeah.
So, and you're from Colorado.
I'm from Southern Illinois.
Southern Illinois, okay.
Small town.
Okay.
There's like 50 people in my hometown. And then I went to college near St. Louis. And to help put myself through school, I got a job as a personal trainer at 24 Hour Fitness, corporate gyms. And then by the time I had graduated college, I was managing gyms. And then I was making pretty good money, a good salary, and there were bonuses. And I used every dime I could to buy houses. So I bought my first house when I was 19 in St. Louis.
Okay.
And then I knew how to do some stuff on houses, like landscaping and painting, anything that anybody could figure out if they wanted to put some elbow grease into a home. And then I kept buying as fast as I could.
Oh, this is at 19?
Yeah,
About
but I mean,
19,
there was time in between,
Yeah.
Because you can't just turn around and buy another one and get a loan. I had to be a landlord for 2 years
Right.
on my taxes, so that way I could take, wash the mortgage payment against my income. And so it took a couple years to buy more, but then at the same time I was getting moved around with my job. I got moved to Omaha, and then I got moved to Denver. And
So this is where, because every time we talk, I always hear Denver.
yeah,
So
so the corporate job moved me to Denver, but also like in the moves with the corporate job, that meant I was taking on more and more responsibility with them, i.e. making more money. So I was buying more properties.
Okay.
And I was buying nothing but rental property at the time. And then the very first property I bought in Denver, I hired a general contractor, and I got screwed pretty raw.
yeah.
And I also, I was watching them work, and I was like, I can figure out how to do that. And so then I realized I was getting screwed, and I realized that I could do all this stuff. And so I just got as many books as I could and watched YouTube videos. And then my new goal was every house I bought, I was going to do a deeper and deeper project. And eventually, I bought a house to flip. I had never done a flip before. They were all buying holds up to that point. And I bought a house to flip from a wholesaler. I quit my job, and then I moved into the backyard of that job. And that's the one, people see on my videos.
Okay.
The very first one I did. And that was me and my old man. He came out from Illinois because he was retired. And we worked like 550 days, slept in sleeping bags.
Oh, really?
And I mean, like 16-hour days for 550 days.
Yeah.
And 2 Christmases, and worked every single day and got it done and sold it.
So was he in partner with you, or just helping his son? What was his role?
Well, I mean, he was getting paid.
Yeah.
He would whatever living expenses and things like that. But yeah, I mean, he might have said that he was doing it as a second career, but he was helping his son.
So I met your dad, and he seemed to be still kicking it pretty well out there with a shovel one day.
Oh yeah, man, he doesn't mess around.
Yeah.
My work ethic didn't come from nowhere.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, he had a business as a mechanic.
Okay.
So he had tried to start a trucking business, and he did all right, but that's a really cutthroat business to be in. And so when the trucks would break, so to get into the business, he bought cheaper trucks, and so they would break down. And so he'd either have to hire a mechanic to go fix them, or he went and bought a bunch of books, figured out how to fix diesel machinery himself. And then eventually he got real damn good at fixing the machinery. And the story goes, he'd get calls from these truckers all the time, like, I need this, we ran out of money, we can't get down to where we're supposed to go pick up the shipment from. And he got one as I was being born, and he said, F this, I'm out of this business.
Yeah.
And then that's when he went full-time as a mechanic. And then I came from a small farming community, and so you either farm, commute, or you do something for farmers. And so he fixed all the farming equipment.
Interesting.
You know, not all the farming equipment in town, but you know, he had a solid customer base, and so that's what he did.
Right.
As I was growing up, but he also was gone. You know, he'd be gone before we woke up in the morning, and then you know, get back late, whatever it took to run your business.
So, you know, like when you and I met, I just knew you were from Denver. So what brought you from Denver to Chattanooga?
Well, there's, I mean, lots of different factors to that. There's, you know, well, one, my wife and I, we got married in March of 2018, and for our honeymoon, we were going to take, you know, at this time, I still had the construction company back in Denver and all the rentals, and so anyway, I had set all the schedules on the construction jobs where I could take a month vacation, and so we went to go on a road trip. And then on the road trip, we got tired of staying in hotels, so we bought a travel trailer and started camping instead. And we were just going to different spots, and we'd, you know, drive and maybe have a destination in mind, or maybe just drive till we got tired of driving and then stay wherever we were at. And so one of the stops was Chattanooga. We stayed at Raccoon Mountain. And we really dug it out here.
Yeah.
And so we bought a house. Yeah, I mean, the next day we bought a house, the house that I live in
Ottawa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, you know, I invest in real estate, so it doesn't take a genius to figure out that's the place to buy. And you know, it was an easy decision because you know, mansion, you know, all the stupid stuff, and then I found a little shack, you know. So it was. But what we were gonna do at the time was we were gonna just go to a city, and we were gonna buy a couple houses and then flip them, and then decide where we were gonna go next. And we'd keep doing that for a few years, and then once we had a kid or kids, we would find a place to settle. So we bought that house. We went back to Denver because I had to close up shop, you know, sell off all the rentals, close down the construction company. And while we were back there doing all that, we found out she was pregnant. And so we, you know, had Spania on the way. And so we had to find a place to settle down. And then we came back here, and well, we lived in that travel trailer while I was renovating that house, which was a terror because, I mean, she was pregnant, and it was in the middle of summer by that time, and so you can imagine. And so we had to get that thing ready. But after being here for, you know, a year and a half now, I mean, I don't think I'd go anywhere else.
Right.
Investment-wise, I mean, this is the spot to be.
Yeah. So like, are you doing flips now, or are you doing buy and holds now? Like, what's your goal right now? Because I know when we talked before, you were doing flips, and then you said you're not going to do any buy and holds, and also you're doing buy and holds.
Yeah.
So what was that?
Well, I found a place for it.
Yeah.
So the goal is always buy and hold. You know, I'm on the Robert Kiyosaki Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is the right play. It's all about cash flow. I mean, net worth and all that kind of stuff, I think it's all BS. You know, it's what I always think about is if I'm going to send a net worth statement to the IRS versus if I'm going to send it to the bank to get a loan, it looks a whole hell of a lot different. It's just smoke and mirrors. But cash flow is no lie. If I have, you know, whatever, $15,000 a month coming in from rentals, I have $15,000 a month coming in from rentals, and that's not going anywhere. It doesn't matter who I'm sending that to. I'm getting $15,000 a month. Right. And so I could care less about the net worth thing. It's all about the cash flow play. However, I mean, just historically, the economy crashes. Historically, the economy has never gone this far in a bullish phase like it is. And so, I mean, statistically, you'd be remiss to not think something might happen. And so I don't want to be out there getting loans. As you know, I don't do any financing right now because there is going to come a day, and I don't I don't want to be in that position when that day comes. But, to create cash flow, you have to buy things that create cash flow.
Right.
And so that's when I started doing the low income stuff. I found some wholesalers that were selling things for really cheap because they're in bad shape and they're not in areas that everybody wants to be in. But, when you buy a house for, $30,000 or whatever, if the market crashes, was it going to be worth 29?
Yeah.
Right. That's not going to kill you.
So you're talking about low income, or when you buy these houses that are like $30,000, are they like complete gut jobs, or are they just like little paint, maybe some flooring?
Well, the last one I bought, nobody wanted to buy it because it was boarded up, and some people had made it their home, and they were into some weird stuff, including pooping and in all places in the house. And so obviously nobody wanted a piece of that. Yeah. But
you would tackle that.
Yeah, why not? The funny thing is, I guess it's not that funny, but in Denver, what I'd do is I'd buy houses to you'd buy houses at market rate, or maybe a little bit better. You'd buy houses at market rate, and then you'd add on to them, because the cost of construction, it was minor in comparison to the cost per square foot that people would pay for houses out there. But here, things are tighter, margins are much tighter. And so to add square footage, a lot of times the cost of construction and the cost people are, the price per square foot that you can sell things for are equivalent. And so that's not the game. The game in Denver was take a livable house and make it luxurious. Whereas the game here is to take unlivable and make it livable. And that's where the biggest gains are in the flipping market. And so same thing with the rentals. I'm taking houses that they're not turnkey houses, that's for sure.
So your construction business, last time we talked, you said it's just taking off. It's like exploding. Mm-hmm. And can you go into details about that? Like you offer everything, right? Are you doing remodels, roofing?
Well, so
you mainly working for yourself?
It's growing quickly.
Growing quickly.
Yeah.
So you're reputable in the construction business right now in Chattanooga. In other words, a lot of people that I talk to, they're like, because I have a dumpster company, they come to me, they're like, every time we drop a dumpster, they're asking my driver, or if they're calling, they're asking myself, they're like, hey, do you know anybody that needs to work, will work. And I'm like, man, everybody I know that will work already has a job or working with this crew or this crew. And it's like, so everywhere I go, people are asking me, they need workers. Are you having that problem too?
The problem is the same with customers trying to find reputable companies to do work for them as it is for a company to find contractors or employees to do the work for them. I think that made sense. Basically what I am, I'm a general contractor and all that kind of stuff and, manage the projects, but basically I'm a really good customer. People are hiring me to be a better customer than they are.
Yeah.
Because if you want your bathroom done, what can you offer a crew of people to come do your bathroom over the 75 other ones that they get offered every single day?
Yeah, see, I think you and I talked about my personal bathroom. I needed remodeled. And it's like, okay, we want someone to be there on time. We want someone to show up the day they say they're going to show up. We want it done in a timely manner. And we will be happy to pay the price just as long as it follows in those first three. Getting done on time. Because if it doesn't get done on time, who's going to be griping? It's not going to be me because I can live without it. The wife's going to be griping. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't make a happy household.
Main customer, yes.
Right. The wife is the main customer. So if she's pissed off, then my world's screwed.
Yes.
So I need it done timely. If it's if I have to pay more for them to show up on time and get it done on time and do it correctly, that's fine. I'm fine with that because that makes the wife happy.
Yes, I understand.
So if they call you, are you the guy to go to for something like that?
Well, I mean, that's the whole premise of my company, is I am the guy. That's what I strive to be in the Larossa company, is the guy that fixes the problems. And so I do that by being a better customer, like I said.
Right.
Why would the tile guy come out to Wildwood to do the one job for the guy the one time, when there's a better customer who can offer them that job 10 times this month? And so, I mean, it really would be a silly business move for them to not go with the train, the one that keeps feeding them. And so that's how I can offer and deliver to customers. And so what I see as the problem is most of the, to use your word, reputable or sophisticated companies, what they end up doing, contractor companies, what they end up doing is they go into new builds. I mean, there's, I don't even know how many new building companies are out here, or commercial work. And there's a damn good reason for it. With new building, you can be very systematic, and not to offend anybody, but new building is really simple. There's not much to it. You look at a plan and you get it done. I mean, there are intricacies of it, and so not that I don't think that's skilled work. But anyway, so with that, line 5 subcontractors up, and they're going to be pretty equivalent. And so with being a project manager or an owner of a new building company, you can become very, very systematic. I know exactly what this is going to cost. I know how long it's going to take to get done. Here are the guys that I have to do that job. And so now it's all about playing percentages. I need to make X percent on this job. This is how I do it, and I create volume. It's a very cutthroat business as well. Because when company A will do it for $100 per square foot, well, company B, all right, I'll do it for $99.50 a square foot. And you find ways to make that work. And then in commercial, there's just more money in commercial work. And so what ends up happening is that in residential remodel work, you end up with a lot of small businesses, and because the ones that have created the systems have gone on to the new builds or the commercial work. I don't want to say this to where it's like people think I'm talking down on it, because I don't think so. In fact, I think that there needs to be more companies that do residential remodel, because there's how many houses out here that are screwed and they need somebody to come in and fix them. We're not going to tear down all those houses and build new. So anyhow, I think what happens is there's a lot of small family-owned companies doing residential remodel, and they are all good people, and they're good at what they do. And when you call them and you have your bathroom, they want to take it on, and they want to say yes to it, and they do say yes to it, and they think that they can go do it, except for things get in the way. Like if the perfect plan happened and the perfect schedule happened, they would be able to complete the 4 jobs they're on right now and get out to your house by October 1st and finish it. But in construction, nothing ever works as planned. And I mean, in any business, things don't work as planned. And so then they can't get out there by October 1st, and so they have to give you the story on why they can't. And then, that all snowballs. And so what I strive to be is the new building systematic company that's doing it in residential. And so, I don't work with one flooring subcontractor. I have 7. So that way I can make sure that I can be there on October 1st, because if, contractor 1 is not available, well, we'll go to the number 2 guy. And also, so my job is knowing all of their schedules all the time. And so that way I can basically build the puzzle. I mean, that's what it is. I have a slot right here on October 1st for tile at Faircloth's bathroom job. okay, here's tile contractor number 4. He's available because I know his schedule. Let's piece him in.
Gotcha.
So
that's a good way. Yeah. So where do you see yourself here in about 5 years? Do you want to own so many doors? Do you want to have so many properties, or you moving around again? You staying here in Chattanooga?
Oh well, I'm staying here in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
I mean, we're here, and I don't really. I mean, I have a plan for all the doors and all that thing, all those things. You know, I want to buy 3 more single-family homes per year, in cash. And so and I know there are people who don't like the fact that I won't do financing, but it's just.
But saying you have that cash to be able to do that says a lot, in your career.
Well, maybe so. But the thing about it is 5 years ago, all I cared about was growth. But now I have a daughter, I have a family, and all I care about is I have a plan to get to the point of X amount of cash flow per month, and I have a step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so on plan to get there, and it's not a dangerous plan. It's very safe. I have a vehicle between the flips and the construction company and a couple other things that I'm working on that bring cash flow that I'm working for, not cash flow that's passive like we're trying to create out of the rentals. But those vehicles provide more cash, so I'm able to buy more rentals that then create the passive income. And, safely I can buy 3 more a year, and, each year, so on and so forth. And so I don't need to take any risks to get there. Gotcha. So why would I?
Yeah.
Because I only have one job. I don't care about being flashy or anything like that. My one job is protect the family.
Right.
And so that's how I do that.
So how do people get a hold of you, Larossa?
Oh, well, the website, larossaconstruction.com, and then my phone number.
What's your phone number?
423-805-6137.
Okay. And you have a Facebook page? Because I see you on Facebook.
I do.
All the
Oh,
time.
Yeah. At Larossa Construction will find my Facebook page. And probably if you're on the internet at all, my my videos have come up.
Yeah, they popped up. Yeah, because I seen one the other day. I was scrolling through something. I'm like, damn, there's Ross again.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, Larossa guy.
Larossa. Yeah.
I get called out in public quite often. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's good, though.
Or Aquaman guy.
Aquaman.
Yeah, I get Aquaman
That's
guy
good.
a lot.